Okay, so if you want to come out of the loop, you are going to use break command. So here in this case, okay, so let's say I have echo welcome to world, so something like this. I have a message. Okay, I'm using this particular script. So script 28.sh 21 edition it came out, but 1 second. So it came out of the loop. Okay, because you are using exit command there. So now I want to break the loop so that my remaining commands can be executed. So I'm going to use break there. So and see now 28.sh so 10 20 I select 1. So after that it came out of the loop and it continued with the remaining commands in my script. Okay, that's where, and then use break command. And what is continue command? Okay, so continue command is something like this. Okay, let me write a small example to, okay, so to connect to multiple servers and I want to get the output. Okay, so the for loop, whatever we talked about, to connect to multiple servers and connect and get uptime. Okay, so to get uptime actually, okay, so I cannot directly go and if I give SSH some server, so server X, you immediately got something like this. But if I give 192.168.1.2, so the server does not exist, but I'm giving a valid IP address, so it takes a lot of time to come out. So I'm unnecessarily making my system, okay, so waiting. Okay, so because I'm not checking whether this particular IP address is pinging or not. Unless and until it pings, I cannot connect through SSH. That is the basic point, right? So my script needs a requirement something like that. Okay, what is the requirement? If ping succeeds, if the list of servers given by the user, that's fine. Okay, so if ping succeeds, then only I have to do SSH. Otherwise, I need to give ping failed. Okay, so that case, what I'll do is I'll put a list of hosts in a file. I'm going to use, you can go with for loop also, but I'll go with while loop now, or for loop only will go, not a problem. So let's say I'm giving host 1, local host, and 268.2. So 3 things. Okay, so here am ssh.sh / bash. And now, so read -p, so it is going to have a file, right? So we are going to put it in a file. So enter file name, so with the list of hosts. Okay, so I'm going to put it in file. So next, immediately what I'm going to check is if -f $file, if not, actually, if not that particular file exists, what I would like to do, then echo file not exist and exit there itself. I don't want to entertain the user. Okay, now file exists, so for I'll go with for server in. Okay, so I want to get the list of files. What is the file? Cat $file. So if you give like this, okay, you are catting that particular command and all the list automatically loaded by your shell to the for command. So you get the file and put all the lines here, that's all. Okay, so and you have to make sure that there are no spaces in the file, and also one word for one line. Obviously no spaces means it is going to be one word for one line, then only this situation works. Otherwise you have other situations to go with. So how do I check whether the server is pinging or not? Firstly I'll check, so ping $server. So I don't want any output to be printed on the screen, so I'll go with /dev/null. So if $? Is equal to 0, then what I need to do is, then I want to do with SSH $server, and I'm going to give uptime and fi. Instead of fi, I'll go with else. So if $? Is not equal to 0, so what I'll do is ping failure. So echo ping failed. Which server? $server. And here I want to continue. Okay. So fi. So instead of writing, okay, that is also fine. Okay, and done. So this is my simple script. So even if you don't put continue also, it's the same logic. Okay, because you don't have commands over here something. If you have some commands, better you put continue. sh.sh. So enter. Oh, sorry. sh.sh. What is the file name we created? Is host, right? host. So ping failed to host 1. So it is trying to connect to SSH to localhost, that also fails. Okay, because I haven't enabled SSH to connect. Okay, so directly with password, so that also fails anyhow. Let's see. Okay, just try to understand that. Okay, for the first time it picked host 1, second time it is picking localhost in the file, and the third time it is going to use some other IP address we have used. Okay, so this is the problem with SSH. Okay, so directly if you go with SSH without checking whether the IP is up or not, the host is up or not, it will take a lot of time. Okay, so might be if you're dealing with small number of servers, that is fine, but you deal with thousands of servers, you have to keep this in mind. Usually if you go with a decent company, like mid-cap companies, so you'll find easily thousands of servers. And if you go with the large scale companies, so you'll see lakhs of servers. So you have SSH, actually you have SSH options. So something it gives permission, that's fine. So it's tried to connect at least as it is pinging. Okay, so you need to have a valid environment setup. So you need to check whether this host is able to connect to the other host or not. Something you need to check. So the next host it is trying. Okay, so the other one also ping failed. So that is how. So we usually write code with loops. Now the next one, okay, so one last one we have is, okay, so we left is actually, so using getOpts. Okay, so what is the purpose of this particular getOpts command is, so you have a situation that, okay, so what you have done, you have used read command to read the input. So we have certain disadvantages with read command. What is the disadvantage? It takes the input at runtime. So if it, as it is taking the input with runtime, so if you want to put some scripts through cron job, you cannot, okay, it cannot succeed usually. Okay, so that reason, okay, so we go with special variables. So we have seen special variables now. And after that, okay, so special variables is also sometime, okay, so people don't like this particular special variables directly. Okay, so instead, okay, so you are using script like this, dot slash script, okay, 1020 add. So instead of people, okay, so I mean using the values directly, so some people likes to use options. What is the advantage you are going to get? Options is, let's say hyphen a10 hyphen b20 hyphen o add. What is the advantage if we are going to get with options is, in the previous situation, so if we go with special variables, if we give 10 add 20, it is not going to work. Why? Because our position of our operator is on third value, so it has been shifted to second value, it will not work, right? So that's the reason. Okay, so you have I mean you have options. So how do you use options is, even though if you use options, so let's say all of a sudden you have changed the order, so hyphen o add hyphen a10 hyphen b20, so you change complete orders of each and every value, so it is going to work. Why? Because this value is being, okay, so tagged with an option, right? So if you would like to use options in your scripting, okay, so then you have an internal command which is getOpts, so another type of taking the input. So to go with getOpts, it's straightforward. Okay, so let me show you. So you need to combine while loop with the getOpts, because we're going to execute same set of commands again and again. So that is the actual syntax. So getOpts is the command. And what are the options you are allowed? So I am allowed with use A option, B option, O option. Here O and semicolon is not a delimiter actually. So semicolon is denoting that A has a value. A has a value. Okay, so A is having a value. So sometimes you know that, okay, some options doesn't require a value, it's a simple flag, so something like cp-v or cp-p, so those are flags actually. So if you enable the flag, so meaning changes. Okay, so if you have flag, you don't need to give any semicolon, that's all. If B also flag, no need of set. If O is also, A is also flag, no semicolon. Okay, so here in this we'll talk about having options. So and OPT is a variable. You can put any variable. Okay, OPT, VAR, anything. I'm just putting as OPT. Now do case $OPT in, if it is equal to A. So I'm just going to use a variable capital A. So this is option A, storing in a variable. So that's the reason, to avoid confusion, I'm using capital A. Even you can use small a also. So A is equal to, I need to get the value which is associated, and now I went to the command line options and I'm looking for a option and I'm looking for this particular value and I want to fetch this value. So how you fetch this value is, your getOpts is going to help you by using a variable opt arg. So opt, this is an option, hyphen a is an option, and this is the argument to the option, so which is option argument. Okay, so next we go with B. So if it is B is equal to $opt arg, so double semicolon. If it is equal to O, is equal to $opt arg. And if there are any other options used, okay, other than these things, so what we can do is, okay, so you can call a usage function and done, you're done. That is a simple syntax. Okay, so and I'll go with I'll go with usage. Okay, so usage is echo. So how to use the script? So usage. So as you are writing the script, it is always mandatory to tell how to use the script. Okay, so base name of $0. Everyone cannot read the code. Okay, so value one hyphen p, value two hyphen o, operate. That's all. So the user will come to not list, and that's all. So what I'll do is I'll print what all the values I have here. So A is equal to $A slash n equal to $B slash n. So oops. So I have is B slash n. So now I'm executing this particular script. Okay, so I'm getting empty values. So as you're not providing any input, even you can call the usage function. Okay, so if something like this 29.sh. So as the number of values are empty, so I can call the usage function. So how do I check? Dollar hash is less than or equal to 0, then call the usage. Now if I give simply like this, so it gives me how to use this value. Oh, okay. So then I'll get an idea. So 10. So you're getting 10 value. So if you use hyphen p 20, you're getting 20 value. You change the order. So you change the order. So you put hyphen 810. So still you're getting the same values, even the order changes. Okay, so you put the operator in between. So hyphen o add, yes, still you are getting the same values like this. And using those values, you can continue into your script, and whatever you want, you can do it over there. Okay, so this is about get OPTS, and it is pretty simple. You don't need to worry. And this is all about the scripting which we are going to talk about, but you have a few commands which are left. So here eval command. Okay, so some examples we'll see for each and every command. So eval command, you have something like this: a is equal to 10, b is equal to $a. Okay, so then if you give echo $b, what you are getting? You are getting $a. Why? Because you are giving it in single quotes, it didn't got a chance to replace this value while initializing the variable. Okay, so this is also a variable, and if you would like to reinitialize one more time, you go with eval. So eval is going to resubstitute the variables one more time. Okay, so that is the use of eval command. So you have semicolon command. The next one you have is semicolon. What is semicolon command is? Okay, so it's an alias to true command. Okay, so dollar question mark. So sometimes you'll be seeing while semicolon some people using. Okay, so undo something like uptime. So whatever we have seen, right? So semicolon is also a alias to true command. It always return exists status equal to 0. So this is used to enter into infinite loops. Okay, so this is about semicolon command. And type command we already talked about. So type command, okay, so determine the type of command, whether it is a function, whether it is a shell built-in, whether it is an alias, or whether it is a binary file. So if you give type cat, it is giving like that. Okay, so if you give type, so if I give my function name, so it tells you it is a function. Okay, so type ls command, it will tell you it is alias command. So the other one you have is type history command. You have you. Okay, so history, it is a shell built-in command. Okay, so type cd, it's a shell built-in command. So all the shell built-in commands can we get with enable command. Already told you. Okay, so that is the use of type command. I think we already talked about this one in functions. Now sleep command, you know what is sleep command, and the find command. The find command is usually used to help the find the files. Okay, so the one, see, anyhow you are aware of that one. The one thing I want to ensure in find command, okay, is with respect to scripts is you combine find with exargs actually. Okay, so you find the list of files and you want to remove them. Okay, what you do is, so find, okay, so some xyz, and I shown you, right, if you give directly rm-f it won't work, so you have to give exargs, okay. So in the exargs command I have told you that particular part. Okay, so exargs command is to used to convert rows to columns, columns to rows, and also to accept the standard inputs we use exargs commands. Okay, so and the expr and bc commands are actually listed in your book, you can see. So we went with arithmetic operation by using arithmetic substitution, whereas you have three other commands actually I have listed in the book. Okay, so in the lab manual, and as well as in the, okay, so description part. So you just go through that. Okay, you'll understand. You two have two commands, expr and bc, and nullify unwanted output, we already seen that. Okay, that /dev/null, and we're pending with, okay, so trap command, shift command, debugging a script. Debugging a script is nothing but if you want to execute a script in a debug mode, you want to see each and every step what is happening, so you go with debug mode, that's all. Okay, so let's say I have script 29.sh, I want to execute in a debug mode. What I'll do is, okay, I want to execute in bash, right? So bash -x. So every line you are going to see what is happening, that's all. That is the debug mode. So let's see how to make a binary file, and after the, firstly we'll see trap command, shift command, and then we'll go with making a binary file. So trap command, so sometimes, okay, you have a requirement of, okay, so disabling it signals, trapping the signals. So what are the signals we have? So kill -9, so sorry, kill -l. So you have total 64 signals. If you're running a script and you don't want to you don't want to send a signal to that particular script, a certain signal. Okay, so what you can do is you can trap them by using trap command. Let's see. So I'm using sleep 30 seconds. So what is going to happen? So if I use script 30.sh, so if I press Ctrl C, my sleep command is still running. I came out. So Ctrl C is a very dangerous command sometimes. Okay, so it may lead to some disasters also. Okay, so some very important script is running. So accidentally, if you press Ctrl C, you're done. Okay, so Ctrl C should be okay. So let's say my requirement is to disable that particular Ctrl C signal. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go with a trap command. So how can you use that is simple, very simple. So before starting of the script itself, from wherever you want to trap, you can go and trap from there, that's fine. So trap, start the single quotes, end the single quotes, you don't want to put anything there. So, and give the signal number. So Control C is, okay, interrupt signal, so signal number 2. So if I give script 30.sh, so my script is running, I'm pressing Control C, it will not work, it will not work. But still, if you want to forcefully close the script, so you have other signal numbers, you go with kill -15 or you go with kill -9. So you have other signals, those will get accepted, but only Control C, and usually it is recommended to disable only Control C signal, but not all signals. Okay, so after 30 seconds it is going to come out. So that is about trap command, to trap the signals. And you have shift command. So what is the purpose of shift command? In special variables, how many number of values you can pass to the script? You can pass only 9 values. You cannot pass more than 9 values. So if you want to pass more than 9 values, so you can use shift command. So I'll simply show you with a simple example. So echo $1 equal to $1, $1. Why to write again? I'll use the same thing, but I'll use a shift command in between. Okay, so let's see what's happening. So script31.sh, so script31.sh, I'm giving 10 space 20. So for the first time, what happened? $1 is 10 only, but after that again $1 is again 20. What is this? What happened is shift command. So shift, there is a certain pointer which is pointing, actually this is $1, so that gets shift one value to this one. Okay, now what we can do, we can use some kind of loops or some kind of function arrays, and we can get all the values if you have more than 9 values, and you can get those. I mean, if you have even more than 9 values, go one by one value. Okay, so you can come out. Okay, so if $hash is equal to 0 or $1 is empty, you want to come out. Okay, based on the situation in the while loop, you can use that particular one and you can come out. Okay, so that is about shift command. And the last one we have is making a binary file. So sometimes you'll be having a requirement of not to share the code with the users. See, you want to share the script, but you don't want to share the code. Okay, so every shell script can be, okay, is clearly available to see the code, right? So you open the script, you can see the code. Okay, I want to give the script to the user, so but I don't want to show the code. I want to make a script into a binary file. So binary file means, so you can see is /bin/cat. So cat command we usually use sorry, not car, cat. Can you see any code? No, you cannot see any code. So likewise, I want to do something. Okay, so how do you do that is, you have a compiler called as shc. Okay, so you can just download shc from internet. Okay, so I don't remember the syntax. shc-f script name. So shc-f, so script28.sh. What it has done, so script28.sh, it took and it created a C file. From C file it created a binary file. So this is my binary file. Can you see any code? No, you will not see any code now. Okay, so but if you execute this particular one, see, enter value 1, 10, enter value 2, 20, so enter the option 1. So however you execute script28.sh, the same way it is working. 10, 20, 1, same thing it is happening, nothing difference. Okay, but the code is completely encrypted, binarized now. Okay, so this is how you make a binary file. So you can download that from internet, so which is nothing but shc, so shell compiler. Okay, so you can download, it's free actually, you can download from the internet. Okay, so that's all from my side for the respect to scripting. Okay, so you can have any questions, you can reach out to me. Thank you.